Okay, let's hope this one works. I don't know how many times I've done this now. But yeah. Hey guys, it's Amber. Just want to say I am sorry about the angle of this video. And also if I sound like I'm about ready to cry, because I am. In some cases, it's how many times I've had to record this and it not working, or it completely messing up my recordings. I'm just having trouble with technology today, obviously. But again, I want to say I'm sorry for the angle of this video. I used a gigantic piece of, I used a gigantic watercolor pad, and it took up almost my entire table, which made it difficult for me to get a good angle with my tripod. But yeah. So again, I'm stressing out here because of how many times I've had to do this. But let's just get into what this video is about. Today I wanted to talk about my comic, Lost Memories. It's on Tapas and Webtoons. I'm also going to talk about my character Brianna, who I am drawing right now in the background, like in this video, I should say. I'm drawing her and like doodling and sketching different things. You know, you can see it. But yeah, so let's talk about Lost Memories and why I came up with it, and how I came up with it, sort of thing. It's kind of a passion project of mine that I've been working on for the last 7 years. After I had a dream in high school, I was a senior then, and I had a dream about a little girl on a bridge screaming. This was a little redheaded girl who would eventually become Brianna. Well, basically, she was screaming on the bridge because of her friend falling into the water. There was a lot of other things that happened in it that kind of made me, how do I put it? Well, it kind of influenced what I wanted to do with the story. In the dream, there was a bit of a fight going on between some mythical creatures and humans. And I thought that was pretty cool, because it looked like they were having a big old war. And there was also a few other characters who, like people in the dream, who influenced some of my character creation as time went on for this story. And I say 7 years. I've been working on this for 7 years, but I only have like 4 segments, like a prologue and 3 segments technically, of this story. And that's because for 7 years, I mean, I was going to school and I was dealing with my own problems and whatnot. But I mean, I did try to make this comic another time before, I think 2015 or something, but I got distracted by another art project that I was trying to do, that was both fun and weird. Let's just say it involved ducks. But, yeah, it was, it's been a while. It's been a long run. I think the reason it took so long for me to make this was I wanted to do it right. I wanted to make sure I had the right idea, the right story. I wanted to kind of iron out a lot of my kinks. There are still a couple kinks in it. But in general, when I first came up with this story, I didn't know where I wanted it to go. I didn't know how long I wanted to do. There was things I thought about, but I just wasn't sure. But I think now, especially recently, and the reason why I started was because I did find out what I wanted to do with this story. I don't want to get into it too much right now, because if I do, it's going to be a lot of spoiler territory. I think if you guys read the comic, you might get a little more insight on what's going on, as well as, you know, I'm thinking every time, or every other times that I release a new installment of the comic, that I might do another little video like this talking about the comic and more characters. We'll just see how things go, you know. But I guess I should tell you a little bit about Lost Memories and what the story is about. At least a couple things I can tell you. So, Lost Memories takes place in the distant future of our world, of course. It's like an alternate timeline in a sense, but it takes place in the future in London. And at this point in my story's history, in the last couple decades, monsters have been revealed to be real. And when I say monsters, I mean any mythical being you can think of. So that's angels, vampires, werewolves, nymphs, shifters. You know, if you can think of a mythical being, it probably exists. Unless it was killed off. Because that happens. But yeah, these people, as I like to call them, they're mythical people, have been around for a long time, but they were hiding and coexisting with humans without people really knowing. Until recently, as I said. And now there's an organization known as the MFW, or Monster Free World, who wants to hunt them down, eradicate them, and they keep telling people that they are a scourge upon the earth. They are a danger to humanity, and helping them, and it puts yourself at risk, your family at risk, and everyone else at risk. Basically, if you're a human and you help a monster, you can look forward to being jailed for the rest of your life. And if you're a monster, well, you can look forward to many opportunities of your entire family is just gone and wiped from existence. And that's just icing on the cake, because that is the easiest thing that could happen to you if you're a monster in this world. The not so easy things, and the things that the MFW has liked to do recently, is experiment on you, dissect you, or in some cases brainwash you. This is not a happy-go-lucky comic. This comic is kind of dark and dramatic in its own sense. At least, but it has some. I think it has some good. I have some good ideas with it, and like morals that I want to put into it. When I say morals, I mean, just treat others how you'd want to be treated, sort of thing. But when I bring up brainwashing now, I guess I should tell you about Brianna, and because she is one of the lucky mythical creatures, or monsters, as they are known to be, who got a chance to be brainwashed and used for the MFW's, I do not mean to sound so happy about this, I don't know why, I feel like I am mentally broke right now, but, let's get back, I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted, but yeah, Brianna is, one of the few monsters who was brainwashed and is treated a little better than some others, but nonetheless, she does not get a cakewalk either. She's around 25, and she's a seer. And for those who don't know what a seer is, it's basically an oracle or a psychic, a fortune teller, someone who sees the future, and in some cases the past. But, she is considered to be one of the greatest tools to the MFW because of this ability of hers, which is why they just resort to brainwashing her and not to extreme torturing to her. But yeah, so she's, for her entire life, all she's known is the MFW. I shouldn't say her entire life. She, like I said, she was brainwashed, which means she has no memory of her past. She's 25, and whatever past she had is very minimal. It's not very much, but she can't remember it. All she knows is that for 10 years, she has been in the custody of MFW, and that before that, all she can remember is a padded cell that had no windows and only one door. Which, I mean, I can't imagine that'd be fun. That's kind of sad. But that's all she remembers. Anything past that, she just doesn't know it. Well, at least until, and she's been okay with this. I'm sorry. I don't know where I'm going anymore. I've lost track. But Brianna's been okay with this. She's understood that this is her life. She's a monster, and her life is worth nothing. If they want to end it, they want to make her an experiment, they will. And she's accepted that. And she's accepted that the only way to get through life and to have somewhat of a life is to follow the rules and do as she's told. Otherwise she faces going into labs and being either experimented on, most likely experimented on, and then after experimentation, dissected. But, yeah, or who knows what, because anything could happen. But, she's been okay with this. For the last 10 years, she's been okay with it. She's understood, she follows the rules, and she behaves. They trained her to fight, so she does, because there's a commander who feels as though she could do more than what she actually does. So he insisted that she learn to fight, but not be given any proper weapons. So no guns, nothing like that. She gets little tiny sticky things, or little tiny knives sort of things that she just throws. They're like little darts. It's kind of cute, but also she could hurt you with them, so. And she was also trained in hand-to-hand combat, so she knows a bit of that. So that she can be used out in the field. But, and it's out in the field, that her life sort of starts to come unraveled because she meets, this werewolf who, she's in the comic and you'll see this. But, she meets this werewolf who claims to know her. And after his claims, she starts to question a lot of what's going on in her life. She starts to question if it's still right to follow the rules I finding herself, because she's never met anybody in the last 10 years. She hasn't met a single person, single creature who's known her, who's claimed to know her, who's had proof of knowing her. So this kind of throws her for a loop, and she just doesn't know how to deal with it. But yeah, it's one of those situations where what do you do when you meet someone who you don't know, but they know you? I don't want to talk too much more, because Brianna plays a significant part in my comic, and I feel as if I talk too much more, I might get into a lot more rambling than I already am. I did make space for 22 minutes of this, and we're only sitting at 13 minutes, but I really don't want to go too far, because like I said, I'll start rambling, because I ramble a lot. I've rambled a lot already in this recording. But and if I ramble too much, I might start spilling out secrets that we don't need to talk about right now. But yeah, that's basically the gist of this comic, and what's going on currently, and it's a little bit about Brianna and how the whole thing came to be. But yeah, if you want to read it, you can find it on Tapas and Webtoons. It's on there. I will put links in the description for you guys if you want to check it out. I upload every 2 months because I like to do more sections than just page by page, because I do come out with a page. When I make Lost Memories, it's usually I make a page a week. It turns out to be just because it takes me a bit, because I've recently started doing the YouTube videos. Before then, it takes a bit. I did the YouTube videos because I needed a break for myself, and I wanted to kind of speed up my work progress. But it's about a week per page, and I like to get somewhere around 5 to 6 pages out, and depending on what's happening in my life, because I do have a lot of life things going on, believe it or not. It doesn't seem like I have a life sometimes, but I do. But, you know, so it takes a bit. It usually takes about somewhere around 2 months, sometimes 3. I think this one took about 3 months. And I think that was partially due to the fact that I really, really wanted to work on my, I wanted to work on other things, and I got distracted with a lot of family things. I don't know. I can't really make up excuses, even though I do know stuff happened. I don't know what happened and why things took so long this time. But, yeah. You know. Where was I? I lost track of everything. I mean, if I'm losing track, I probably should stop. But, yeah, you know, it's one of those things. I just upload every 2 months or so, because I do it by sections. I like to do it, and I usually make about 5 to 6 pages for that. Not much else that I can see in my notes that I need to talk about. But, you know, again, if you want to read this, if you want to read my comic, you can find it on Tabas and Webtoons, and those links will be down in the description. Also, if you want to see some little extras, sometimes I talk about how the comic's going on my Twitter, which I will also link along with my Facebook, Tumblr, and my Ko-fi. I post more on Twitter, but, you know, I do post on the others too. I post on all the other social media. I post updates as to when the comic is out and whatnot. So if you want to know when everything's out or when it's coming out, those are the places to look. I can't think of anything else. So I think I might just leave you there. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and next time I just remembered. Next time I get something out, I get another section of the comic out, I might do a video on William or another character. Because there have been some more characters showing up as of this last installment. And if, you know, you'd want to see one of the other characters and have me talk a little about them, minus spoilers stuff, you know, just let me know. Put a comment down below and I'll pick one of them to discuss or draw or, you know, sort of thing. Or if you have questions about them, because sometimes, I mean, maybe I'll do a Q&A one time. I don't know. But, yeah, again, nothing else to say. All the links that I've mentioned are in the description below. I still have commissions open on Ko-fi if you guys want one, so hit me up on all that social media. And I'm gonna go end my life now. Wait, no, I'm not gonna do that. No, I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't joke about that. I'm a weirdo. I'm gonna go cry in a corner now and hope this thing worked. Goodbye. Have a good weekend, guys.